split it up into multiple parts because, of course I did. But welcome to the second part. So I checked what time that I'm due in tomorrow. So I don't mind. I think the latest I feel like live stream would be 10. I'm planning to have everything done before 10, but 10, like, get a push, granted, right? That is like 3 something hours away. I don't know if we will be streaming for that long, but yeah, fix my hair a bit. But the chance of this room tour coming out tonight, the chances are getting so much higher. I didn't realize how little there actually was left to do in comparison to what I thought needed doing. I'll be back in a moment. Right. But yeah, today's been a good day for the channel in general. I got 12 new subscribers I didn't have, so I'm quite happy with that. But we'll continue to strip those 2 shelves. So here's what we're hoping to achieve. So we got Nocturne minifigures that need to be put on the shelf, just fixed. That's fair enough, right? We've already went through all this. We sorted all this out earlier on live stream, so that's good. Can I add a few more figures of the Colmore shelf? There's not really too much or really anything that I can see that's falling down. So we're good there. The case is sorted. We're going to have to do all this stuff on top of the case. So the main project, other than fixing that shelf that we've got to do, is I've got bags of parts we need to go through. Because, for example, 2012 X-Wing needs its bottom cannon put back on. There's a cannon missing from that Slave 1. Snow speeders, like that one has its cannons, but the ones in there do not. So, parts have got to put back on sets. And of course, we're going to be taking everything out of these 2 and rearranging them a bit neater. We may also do some work on the DVDs and gaming side of stuff. So, yeah. But it's looking like I'll get the room tour video out, or at very least filmed tonight, to be out for tomorrow. But what I'm going to continue to do is, I've got this bag here. So, I've been going through all the bags and cups I have of Lego. And these are parts that fell off the set. So if you don't know, back in April, I took all my shelving down, moved all my sets about, rearranged the whole room. And some sets had parts knocked off, and I just chucked them in random cups, bags, and I'm finally getting around to putting them back together all these months later. So you guys are going to go over here, and I'm just going to sit and go through the bags. So I said, this parts we've found so far that are useful, and once we've been through all the bags, this helps quite a bit to get this done. So we may as well do it. But yeah, plus I don't want to do the room tour and like, this is a set, by the way, this part's missing, and so on and so forth. I want to avoid it being that way. But yeah, we'll just empty out that bag, so all the stuff that's no good to me is going back in there, and if it's something that I need, we'll put it in this one. So, for example, there's some random stuff in here, but again, some of these parts will just get organised into other things. We've got this Lego boat here. I actually have 2 of these in here. So I'm going to put those over at the side, because I don't know what I want to do with those yet. That's just no good to me. Neither was any of that. But we'll be rearranging those 2 bottom shelves, because I've never been completely satisfied satisfied with how any of that looked. That's the stand, for example, for with his, and I've dropped it, there it is, of the Voidy driver's license thing for Lego Hans Moman, so that is something I have been looking for, can go in that bag. That's part of a snow speeder, and that's a can that I need, so it can go in the bag of objects I'm looking for. This can merely go in here, so it's just gonna be stuff like that. See what I got for each. And at some points, rather than having all this stuff be in bags, which doesn't always look the greatest and isn't the best storage solution, is going to organise into those drawers that I have behind the guitar. Because, to be honest, I don't plan on getting rid of any of these parts, but I also want to, you know, try to, at the very least, organise them perfectly. So, you know, handy for mocks in the future. Here's a cool thing. I forget I have most of these still. 20th anniversary solo stand, so I'll put that in there because maybe I'll display those figures the way they're supposed to be done. I don't know why, but at one point I stopped displaying them the intended way. Oh, here's some of the stand for one. In fact, there's quite a bit of it. Oh, there we go, Princess Leia's stand. There's another piece for it in here. That'd be actually quite good. Oh, there we go. We're actually building something as well from these parts that I need. So we've got the Princess Leia stand fixed. Because I didn't get all the 20th anniversary figures when they came out, but I got a few. There's a part of a marble build that we need. That can go in there. So can all this. But yeah, I was initially thinking that most of this stuff would get done throughout the next week, but I realised earlier while we were on stream that we're in a position where I could get what I need done today. And I wouldn't have to think about getting it done again. But as I said, any useful parts is fine whatsoever, just chuck them in. Like for example, that's the stand for holding up one of the Slave Ones. To admit, me doing that whole thing with taking apart the stands was not the cleanest process in the world, and that would maybe be my one regret, you know, in regards to that. No, we don't need that. You'll notice loads of brown parts, especially. Those are, unfortunately, pretty much all parts. I cut that nail. Seems to be all cut. The 2024 UCS sailboard just said I have that just fell apart and kept falling apart. And I'll be honest with you, eventually I got sick of fixing the damn thing, so I just stopped fixing it and stopped repairing it. And that doesn't completely bother me. Like, I've got the set, you'll see it during the live stream, it's all in a big box, which I've kept as storage. Like, I don't plan to just completely be rid of it. I do want to do something with it eventually. But I've just had no motivation to do it or sort of. For example, here's its plaque. Does it annoy me that it's in that condition? Yeah, but it's not like on my immediate list of, oh crap, I better do something about that. That would change very differently if it was something like, you know, the UCS Falcon or the Star Destroyer. That thing would have been built as quickly as possible after, you know, breaking. But just through the movement of sorting things out in the room and stuff, I never found it to be a structurally competent set. I never found it to be the most stable set. Alright, one moment. But also, I put a lot of coins in these bags for some reason, so that'll be kind of funny at the end of the stream to figure out how much to actually put them in this jar here, or this money box. And it's a sizable amount. I've got these guitar picks I'm going to put over my guitar. So I'm going to put those. Sorted. Let's see, what else we got? But yeah, like 10 o'clock will be the absolute latest that I would stream to, but then again, if I can keep up the efficiency, we won't have to be streaming at that time to get the last of this done. But just searching through all of this to get it all done. Because when we were moving everything around, just certain sets just got absolutely destroyed. Like the small ones, like small bits would pop off them, like X-Wing cannons and stuff like that. No, I don't know if this is, and I'm hoping it isn't, because that means I need to find the other one, but the cannon from the 2002 Slave 1. So I'll put it in there for now. But, yeah. This live stream might be one of the longer ones. Oh, is that the Pharaoh's Quest snake? If so, I'm going to put that in it. Yeah, it is. Part of that. A lot of these swamp pieces, I'm trying to figure out why. What they've come off of. So I've got at least 2 or 3 of these, and like these pieces here. And I'm not entirely sure what set those have come from, so I'm going to have to get that figured out. Trying what I may have in the collection that has pieces like that. Other than the Monster Fighter set that I have, that one set that already has that piece on it, I have no idea, to be completely honest. But that's the bag of stuff. We managed to sort out these parts so far. So just continuation. That's part of Pharaoh's Quest stuff there. Trying an earphone in here, funny enough. But yes, all this stuff will get organized and picked through from these bags or sorted into those drawers. If I find the time tonight, then sure, I can maybe include that. Like, because the more we go through this, the more things I may find that need done or have to be done. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. There we go. But yeah, see what else we got that we need to find. Because there's quite a few sets in my collection that parts did pop off when we were doing all that moving about with stuff. So whenever I did find something that had popped off, I either put it in Pick-a-Brick cups or just, you know, the bags. It does slightly annoy me now that I did that, but it was just, I didn't want to throw it in here, throw it in some other bag and lose the parts. So yeah. But from going through that bag, these are all parts that I found that popped off sets when we redid the shelving and took the shelving down. So we can get all these back on those sets. It's just, for when I do the room tour video, because like I said, it looks like we're going to get that filmed tonight. I'm excited. Because it'll be probably the best one I'll have ever done. Because I don't know if those are going to continue to be yearly, but all these parts were not what we needed, so we can probably actually... That's a part there. If I'm smart about this, I could condense it all and not have all multiple bags. So until, at the very least, until I get round to sorting through these bags and organising the parts into drawers, at least it is only one bag rather than multiple bags. Right. So that's that. But let's get the next bag we need to organise through. Oh, this might be a bag that I already did. I'm sure I did one. Right, let's double check what's in this one. I'm curious. Right. You know what? I think this was a bag that I sorted through a couple of weeks back. Because look, we got parts of the Alien Conquest ship. We got the Tauntaun, not to mention this stuff needs to go in a bigger bag anyway. You know, one of the cannons from the 2012 X-Wing. This is what we need. I thought that I had done something like this. We got, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean characters, Count Dooku's speeder from the Clone Wars. So, yeah, you know what? This whole bag is just stuff that I need. Final parts of the DeLorean are here. There's an Indiana Jones minifigure. Old Republic speeder. Yeah. In fact, now there's a part I put back in that bag stupidly that I now just realised what it was for. We're going to quickly open that up again and grab it because it's part of that Old Republic speeder. I do have a lot of sets, and we're just organising some parts. Basically, back in April, I took all my shelving down and moved it across the room, and some sets had parts fall off them. So I put them in bags, put them in cups, and I'm now just getting ready, because you know, I'm busy outside of this channel. We're now just getting the time to do it. Yeah, I own a lot of sets, and that's only some of them that you can see. So, if listening, we're going to quickly go back into this bag to get something. But, you know, I said this would be a long stream anyway, so it's not the biggest problem in the world if we run over time a bit. But if I can be done streaming and organising and doing all this stuff by 10 o'clock, right, I could film it'll be a long video, like 30 to 45 minutes. That on this channel, that's long, because, you know, so once I've got the room tour stuff absolutely sorted, like, once the room tour is done, filmed, and that project is no longer ongoing, I'm going to go back to filming reviews and stuff. Because I've not really done any reviews for quite a long while. And it's something I do miss things. That's what we wanted. It's that missile. It's part of that Old Republic speeder. Problem solved. Right, we can put the rest of this back into this bag. There we go. So I went through these to find all these Scooby-Doo minifigures for that display a little while ago. So guys, I've been collecting for many years. How long have you been collecting? I say many years, I've been collecting for over a decade. But, yeah, this stream will probably be about the same. I see the one we did earlier was like, what, 1 minute 35? I don't know how many Stormtroopers I have. I mean, we can quickly go over at my shelf and count how many is there. It's like a curiosity thing. That could be interesting. One second. For the shelf, that's 2. My shelves were, again, they're the main focus of this live stream, is fixing them. So over here I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the printed leg Stormtroopers. So that brings us up to 6. Battle of Endor, we have 1 and 2. So that's 8, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 6. So there's 16 currently on this shelf, right? There is 1 inside this bag as part of that set. I've just not built it yet. In these drawers, there'll be a few. So, let's see. There's at least 6 in this drawer because it's the Star Wars Rebels ones. There's none in this drawer. That's all clone troopers, so there won't be any in there. I don't know. I probably have about 20. My Stormtroopers that I have are primarily just from buying the regular sets. Fix them. I do have quite a few Sandtroopers as well. But yeah, that's kind of my clone army is my bigger army. That's over 600 clones. Like, put it this way, right? I have 100 of the Phase 1 clones from 2008. The Clone Wars animated style ones. Right, let me get the next bag we're going to go through. Right, we do not need to go through this bag because it's a set that I rebagged, so that bag is fine. This bag I 100% need to go through because it's got an original Jabba the Hutt and minifigures in it. My clone army, I went nuts collecting and I used to do yearly videos. I didn't do one this year. I couldn't find the time to do it. Let's see what's in this bag, right, for organising for. So, that's no good. No, that's really good to me. Let's see what we got. I have some of those. I'm not a fan of them. So we got some minifigures. Doc Brown, Marty McFly are both in here. That's good because I've been looking for those. It's a droid there. That's a can. Oh, right. There's a few pieces in here that I've been getting looked for. So that's even better. That's one of those display stands. That's a cannon from one of the tanks. It's a piece of Hoth. That's another cannon. And that is a blaster. Right, so that bag, quite a few bits in there that we needed. Sadly, I've confused it for the bag that in my head. I never liked them. It's the helmets just annoyed me. But when I started collecting Lego Star Wars, it was those old school helmets, the original one. That's what we had for so long. So I got into Lego Star Wars around 2008. So I had 11 years of that old design. See, if I had the space to do Warhammer, I would probably get more into it. Because I have work colleagues that have educated me on it quite a bit, but it's not something I've ever got into. See, I've had to, it's my hobbies, because I've got the Lego one, I've got the retro video games, and I collect like box sets and stuff, which I'll show you here, right? I have to stop myself from getting into new hobbies. Like I slowly got into Transformers a little bit until I realised, no, that will be a room problem. Well, please don't. Right, what other bags have we got here? Right, I'm fully aware of what the contents of this bag is, so we don't need to go through that for parts. That is an empty pick-a-brick cup. That's more of that rebagged set, so we're fine there. So I've never found a use for this, but it's pretty cool. This is a PC mat. I got sent this for free off a custom manufacturer because I ordered so much, and it's the Complete Saga screen, but as a mouse pad. Something I currently have in storage, but I want to find a use for it. My favourite set I ever got is a very difficult question that I struggle to answer. Like, nostalgia plays a lot of part in it as well. Like, you know, it changes frequently what my favourite set is. Usually it's the things that I have the most nostalgia for. It's like, for the longest time, my favourite set wasn't even a Star Wars one. Once I got that Mystery Machine, that was it for a while. Let's see. You know, one of my favourite sets ever was Republic Gunship Department Robot 2. The UCS Falcon that I looked at for years in the visual dictionary. This is the original one, would be a good example. Basically, like, all of the stuff from the late 2000s, like Cloud City, because I never thought I'd own one. I ended up owning one eventually. Like, Jabba's Palace from 2012, because I remember getting my original one in 2012. I don't know. It's a difficult question to answer. I probably have a lot more luck telling you what my favorite video game is. It's the Complete Saga, because I end up collecting custom-made minifigures that look like the game renders. It's one of those things. It's a difficult question to answer. Honestly, I've had to stop myself going into other Lego themes because of space. Right, let's get another bag to sort. We don't go through that one. That's more of a taken up. That's a set that I reverse bagged. Same with this. I don't know, I feel like that can't be all the stuff that I have to pick through to fix sets. That feels slightly low. What we got in here? So this is a bagged up Lego Porsche 911. I hear a lot of people play Battlefront. I got a little bit into Star Wars Battlefront, but I never went too far with it. Well, put it this way, I've played it only a handful of times in the last, like, few years. I played a lot of Battlefront. Like, I got both Star Wars Battlefronts on release. But, see, to someone my age, right, in their 20s, when you mention Star Wars Battlefront, most of us don't think about the ones you mean. We think about these ones. Where are they? Like, I'm trying to figure out where they are. There's Star Wars Battlefronts 1 and 2 right there. Those are the games we think about, like, older. So I don't know how old you are, but I'm 23. So that's the Star Wars Battlefront that I think of when we will mention that game, is the PlayStation 2 ones. And those games are iconic in their own way. I played quite a bit of 2015 when that came out. In fact, when that game originally came out for Christmas of 2015, I don't have it now, but I got the Star Wars Battlefront PS4 with the big Vader on it. Right, what else we got in here? So these are this is just storage stuff. That's fine. This is old polybags. Right, well, surely there's more bags of just nonsense. That's primarily what I'm looking for at the moment. There we go. See, now this is a bag of assorted Lego stuff. Like, I suppose those two Battlefronts that came out in 2015 and 17 are now considered old games. But look, don't get me wrong, they were good games, but I didn't love them as much as I did the originals. Let's go through this one, see what I can get out of this bag that I need to find. Let's see. Right, so I don't need any of those. Or that. Or that. In fact, no, we're not adding new bags, we're putting stuff in the bags we already have. So I do need that, some minifig stand. Some minifigures in here. Some Indiana Jones, some Star Wars, even some Back to the Future stuff in here. Huh. So we need all that. That's that walker from... I don't really display these, but I do need to buy one. Right, that's that remains of that biplane. That's not any good to me. Got all these minifig stands. If any of you guys are aware of the 2000 set that can hold minifigures, I bought a whole bunch of the stands off eBay at one point. They're always useful for displays. That's the AT-RT from 2010. We're going to need that. These are pieces I need to swap out on my Gungan sub that yellowed, which I ordered those months ago and I've still just never got around to doing it. It's part of the Malevolence. Don't need that, or any of that, or none of that. I've seen that. I have actually seen the Star Wars versions of them. A co-worker brought them up to me, and I was like, you know, this would be what gets me into the hobby, if anything. I would be so on that. So, you know, Chewbacca minifigure in here for some reason. Right. Don't need any of this. That can all go there. Any more? Yep, there's still more money sitting around for these bloody bags. There's £1.05 there. Been finding that I've been finding. See, I collect other things. I collect old video games that I show you. I collect Blu-rays, VHS, DVDs, Xbox 360 games. So I do have some other hobbies, but I'm to that point with all the hobbies I do have where I've had to work very hard into not getting into any other things to collect. Right. So there's a bag that should be here that I'm not seeing, which is slightly annoying. Right, we've got 2 more bags to go through. And then we should be able to get into some other part of the organising. So let's get these bags gone through. Let's see. What's in this one? Right, so we don't need that. Where is the bag of? There we go. Nope. It's Captain America's Psycho. It's an Indiana Jones figure. There we go. There's there we go. We're cooking with gas now. I'm finding plenty in this bag. There we go. See, I do have some Pokemon cards as well. It was something I collected for a bit, but it's something that I collect on and off, just randomly. It's a cannon that I need. There we go. I need that. I don't need any of that. Let's see. Nope. Looks like we're getting all these sets fixed tonight. I don't want to jinx myself, but the way things are going, it's looking like that progress is actually happening for once. And that needs fixed. Don't know if I've got the parts for it here. Looks like I don't, but we'll have a look. I need that. But this is all just the result. 468. I don't know how many I have. I have only ever posted one video on between my 2 channels in relation to Pokemon. And I have often debated with myself, should I have a second channel called Rex Collects, which it's a channel that I've had for 6 years. It used to be just my secondary channel to this. And I recently rebranded it and started bringing content to it again. So maybe maybe the Pokemon cards is the content for that. I've only just considered that actually. That could be a good idea. Need that. Need that. Now this bag's filling up. Right. Okay. That just means we're increasing the workload there, but yeah, it's done. But yes, Rex Collects is another channel that like I said, it was a channel that I've had for 6 years. And initially I would post random stuff, but like similar to this channel. And about a month ago, I decided, because it had sat inactive for over a year, I should bring it back with a purpose. So my retro video games and all that kind of stuff is on there. It's only like 260 something subscribers. I never use, whereas this channel, I don't think I would sell them. I think I'd continue collecting them. I collect on and off, right? So this is the last bag, unless we find another one that I need to dig through and see what's what. Wonder what interesting things we will find. So that's the... Alright, so first thing we've found... Quickly fix it, actually, because this could go right in my display case. This is like that piranha monster thing from Lego Scooby-Doo. That's perfect. I do, but I've not seen those movies for years. I recently picked up the box set because I've got the intention of rewatching. Don't need that. we do need that. Coolest thing will come through in the bags, an original Jabba the Hutt that I forgot I had. That's part of a speeder bike that needs to be gone through. That's another speeder bike that will need to be gone through. Can go straight to the bag. We'll actually probably need to start a new bag. In fact, scratch that. That old bag will have to go in this one because it's burst. There we go. Aha, brilliant. Right, so that's a minifig case that can just go in there. Like I said, all that stuff will get organised and gone through at a later date. Unless I randomly decide for this stream, you know what, screw it, we'll get it done. To be fair, there's a non-zero chance of that. That goes there, because I know exactly what that's to go on to. Now, let's see. So I think that these are the last two, the Star Wars minifigure stands I needed to find. There he goes. That is the seat for the Grievous wheelbike. Brilliant. I was wondering what that was. Right, this stream so far has been really worth it. Yeah, that's fine, man. You're more than welcome to join back later if you can. Just going to continue to sift through all the parts, see if I can find what it is I'm looking for. But yeah, we keep this up. I could be looking at having that video out finally. Because I set myself all these goals to get it done and just none of the goals worked out. Just life got in the way every single time. What else is amongst all these parts? No, right. Apart from that piece there, I believe we are sorted. So we're not immediately going to put all this stuff back. There's other things I'm going to go through and double check, but we're looking pretty solid. So there's these couple pieces here for the speeder bike's front that we need, but that is it. We've gone through the bags. It only took me 40 minutes of streaming to get that done, but screw it. I know these long streams end up being worth it. So here's what we're going to do still. Once I have a snack probably. So all this stuff is going to come out, and so is that bottom, and we're going to rearrange it in a way that makes a bit more sense. So yeah, we'll quickly clear that, then I'm going to have a snack. Go up there to do that. And I suppose we may find more Lego that has to be sorted as we do this. Who knows? There we go. Alright, what's this? What's in here? Oh, that's just more stuff to go through there. Right, we'll have to go through this as well. Miscellaneous Lego parts here. What's in this miscellaneous box? Oh, that's just wiring for lights. That. We got the box for my Series S. I eventually plan to buy a Series X, so I'll probably sell that to CEX once I do. But when I do sell it, they give you more money if you keep the box of these things. So with the console, so yeah, that way I get some of the money I spent on that back. Right, so the Slave 1's gonna stay in there for now. I'm gonna sit on this beanbag here. I'll change the angle where the camera is. Oh, this I can sit on my beanbag and just put things onto the bed. Ah, there we go. Got some of that comfort. Right. Right. Let's do this. Look here. Right. Some of the stuff I've not been through in a while because I've not had the chance. That's just kind of what these streams are about. So we can throw that there. We don't need that. That can go there. Yeah, I know. I'm a long time, possibly a veteran collector. So there's many ways you could phrase that. Right, we've got my guitar amp here. This is the cabling for it. Right. The last time I was in here using was the fan because it had that heat wave a little while ago. Fair, I might plug that in just now. Do you think that's crazy? There's a full-size UCS set in here that's unfortunately suffered as a result of how poorly designed it was. The in here is the UCS sail barge. Honestly, I am smart about how I buy it, so it doesn't completely screw me when I'm buying it. Base plate. So it does work out quite well. Got a banner there. Tablet I've not been using at all. Got anything in there? No. Let's see. Got works boots. I don't think I've been using them for really at all. What's this one? Yeah, cool. IKEA bag. These are great for storage. So the reason we're doing this is one, room tour related. But also, what's in here? Oh, that stuff. Amazon. Transformers kit that I've still not built yet. Terratiller T1's not gonna like that. Right. So here's something, right? And if you want proof that I may be a hoarder, so this laptop, notice how fucking heavy this one is, right? This laptop here is from 2010. It's not a laptop. I need to buy another charger for it. This is a laptop that I used a lot back in the day. This is the laptop that I watched a lot of Lego Star Wars videos on as a kid and stuff like that. So I've just refused to get rid of it for that reason. Even though I've probably not turned it on in about 7 or 8 years. But I would like to log into it again. Got a stormtrooper who apparently fell down here. That's cool.
We were talking about those not long ago. That's not pretty important. It's just a slipper. Cabling. I may actually find my other laptop's charger. It does still work. It just needs a new charger. It's a 16-year-old laptop that works. I mean, I'll tell you what one of my main memories on this is, right? Watching the movie Scooby-Doo Zombie Island on that. And that's a really old movie now. It's funny, today's a Saturday. I'm off work. I should be relaxing or doing something else. Nope. We're doing this. It's the fact that's something I got for my birthday a little while ago. But yeah, it's one of those like silly things. People often question why the hell I've got a laptop that old, because I have a laptop that's only 2 or 3 years old that I also have. Yeah, but yeah, it's one of them. It's nostalgia's gonna win, isn't it? Cabling. It's a scroll I got when I left high school. Oh, there we go. Cannons and stuff for the A-wing. And trust me, if you think the sail barge in the box is nuts, you're about to see the box where my instructions are kept in a moment. And it doesn't even have all my instructions in it because I filled it up so much. That's a log. I also collect VHSs, and a few of them I had to put there for storage, like what Schindler's List on VHS. Some painting kits for some projects that didn't work out. This is like a catalogue, more or less, of my collection in here. I need to update some of the stuff in that. That may get done later on. But I have to be in work for 11:30 tomorrow, so like I said, that will hinder the length that I'm on to stay up to get things done. We've got another mat here that I used for a little while. It's got this Japanese art here. Yo. One of the shelves for the RC remote control cars. Like I said, there's a bit of random storage here, and I've got some shoes. I'm curious to know if those still fit now. What's that at the very back? Just razors. I put these here the other day purely because I don't shave during the winter. So I will end up growing. I have a goatee normally, but I'll probably end up growing the full beard during the winter. It's a thing that I do. I have no idea why. Got another one of those boots. I have many pairs of workman's boots. Alright, here's an item with an interesting story behind it, I suppose. Me and a friend of mine in college, we went out to a place from near the college that did bowling, drinks and stuff. Oh, you're building that. And we got drunk, and apparently while we were drunk and doing air hockey, we somehow have the puck. So, that's fun. Forgot about that. I have this either, and it's an internet access code for a Wi-Fi that I got rid of well over 6 months ago. What movie is this on VHS? Trainspotting. And annoyingly, it's not Trainspotting, it's Danger Mouse, Day of the Suds. I'm reaching underneath the shelving unit because I want to see what the hell's there. Because I think I stored some movies under here a little while ago. We got Star Wars, absolutely everything you need to know. Here's a cool book that I've had since I was a kid. The Lego Ideas book. You can build anything. And this book did inspire a lot of building as a kid. So that's pretty cool. I have 2 copies of the Visual Dictionary. This is my original one, which is falling apart, and the slightly newer one that I bought. There was so much stuff I did not realise was under here. Like, this is actually annoying. Custom Caminon security clone trooper there. That one falling off that case actually. Nice big cube thing. Right. I'm trying to remember where the hell my torch is, and I can just lie down and look under to see if the thing I'm looking for is there. You know, that's the practical solution to this. But as I found out recently, I'm not practical. So I don't know where the hell I put that torch. Do you know what? There's a sort to this. I have a torch in the kitchen. A sort. There's a fix. Jesus Christ. This live stream must be near the hour point, surely. Or at least nearly passing it. 52 minutes. There we go. Right, let's see this. So again, when I was taking shelves down, I know that I left things in silly places. Right, I'm lying on the floor to see what we got. Alright, there's a movie down here. I put a lot of movies down here like an idiot. So, it's not just, Lego's not the only thing, right? So, put it this way, right? I took a year or 2 away from collecting Lego, and then as a teenager, I got right into Lego again. Hence all this. But something that I've been doing over the last couple years is a lot of nostalgia-related things, right? So picking up movies and stuff that I loved as a kid. Me and a friend of mine, he appears on here very often. In fact, he was on these streams about a week ago. Terra Killer T1. And we've each been introducing each other to movies that we watched as a kid. One of the ones I got him to watch, Chill Out Scooby-Doo. And I have most of those Scooby-Doo movies on DVD. And guess what else we got under here since we're doing this? What we got? What I do know that's under here is bagged up Lego sets. We've got a Vader helmet. I'm incorporating that into a display. Frustratingly enough, I am not agile enough or got the back enough, because my back hurts a lot of the time because of work, to properly get under here and have a decent look. That is frustrating. Someone just left a comment on one of my videos, right? Or shorts or whatever. And the comment is, what is Ian Hawke yappering about? What, the guy from Alvin the Chipmunks? Is that what I'm being compared to? Well, that's funny. Right, I'm trying to get ways to get things out from under there.
We're more or less still kind of going with stuff that's underneath. We're more or less still kind of going with stuff that's underneath here. This live stream will 100% be longer than ours at this point. I didn't realise we were like over an hour in. Right. It's to work. Alright, I moved I had a big shift there. Right, what we got? A lot of the stuff under here can just stay here. A lot of it I am not going to pull back out. Because the storage that I've organised down here, for the most part, it works just fine to the point where I'm happy with it. But I'm doing this because I wanted some select items. What the hell is that at the back? See, I'm going to be surprised at something. The fact that this has not become a spider's nest down here. Because I think I'm only in like... So I've had this corner over here since November. I think I've only been underneath it twice to look for things. One of which is when I was convinced that I misplaced and had lost something. Right, so what movies that we got down here? Apparently, What's New Scooby-Doo Volume 2. Is that the only movies that are sitting underneath here? I don't think I'm missing much more than those two that I couldn't find beforehand. But I'm just curious to know if there is more. Oh, look, there's Hawkeye. That answers that question. Right, we found the Hawkeye minifigure. What else we got down here? Alright, some parts of some sets I previously could not retrieve, so I didn't know they were here. These are parts of the cannons for the UCS B-Wing, alright. I was wondering what happened to those, because I knew that I hadn't, got rid of them. I just didn't know where they were. That's good. Alright. Hello. There's nothing down there that I need anyway, so we're fine for that. Right, I think we might be one more quick scan, and we should be alright to just stop looking for things and start rearranging things again. Oof. Yeah, I'm alright. How are you? I'm also just going to quickly check this from one more previously unchecked angle. Oh, you... Right, my previous assessment has been proven very, very wrong. How big is this? That is a proper cluster. And something hit me in the back there. It was a commando droid.
So remember how I made that comment about how I'm happy there wasn't a nest there? There is. I say nest, it's like a big ball-shaped web. Luckily for me, I have the solution. See, the type of house I live in is called a static house, right? This house is a bunch of components that was then put together. I'm getting... I am also Scottish. Guys, I'm getting a workplace phone call. We're going to have to wrap this up in a next part, which will start immediately after this. But for some reason, I'm getting a phone call from work. So, yeah. I'll be back in a moment.